Okay, so now we're at the home improvement store, and what we have here is we have a couple of items that are inside of the tank of the toilet, and we're kind of just going to show them to you real quick here. The first one is, this is actually what the flapper is attached to, and this is sitting inside of the tank, and after you're done flushing the toilet, this closes, the water comes up to a certain height, and the water is controlled by this valve that is also inside of the toilet, and when the this valve actually has a ball cock on it, and what that does is it's this item, and it's filling up the bowl with a minimal amount of water as the toilet fills up.
That's great.
You like that, huh?
Toilet valve 101.
There you go. And so as this fills up, what's going to happen is the bowl fills up with a little bit of water so that there's some residual water left inside of the toilet bowl itself. And so what happens when you flush the toilet, the water empties out, and this ball cock rises, and when it gets to the right height, which is generally within 1 inch of the top of this stem, then what happens, the valve shuts off, and voila, the toilet tank's full and it's ready for the next flush. Now the problem that we're having at this residence right now is that the flapper, as we showed you, is not sealing properly. And so, number one, we have to find the right flapper for that particular valve and the stem. And so what we're going to do is, we're actually going to get our valve here, and if you can look on the wall here, go ahead and give us a shot. We have a lot to choose from. Now, there's a reason for every one of these, and we don't necessarily have to have every one of these to solve most jobs. This particular valve right here will fit almost every type of situation, and as you can see, it looks different, but all we have to do is cut this out of here, and now it will become this flapper right here. And so this particular flapper on the market covers most, it says universal fit, this will cover most toilets, okay? And so this particular red one is chlorine resistant, which it's not going to tear up as fast as the one that we have here. You can buy this one here, it's a little bit cheaper. You can see here it has a 1-year warranty, this has a 5-year warranty for $1 more. And it really pays to buy the one that's the red one that has a longer warranty and also is chlorine resistant, because the water in the neighborhood might play a part in tearing this up. Now the other thing that we mentioned earlier was this flapper is set up to only be a half-gallon flush, which the customer doesn't like, so we're going to actually change that over. And so some of these here, this one right here, 1.6 gallon. This is made for a shorter flush, and so this is actually much like the one that they have there, which is right here. And we're not going to put that back in there. We're going to put this one in there and give them the full flush that they want. That will pretty much be the end of that, and that's pretty much all we can do here. And we're at the local home improvement store, and we'll give them a little bit of plug. This local one is in Lodi, and it's Orchard. So my advice is, if you can ever find an Orchard, they have everything that you need, as opposed to some of the larger home improvement stores who are kind of hit and miss. And so we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, so now we're back at the residence. We have our little flapper. Little flapper for our crapper. He did not say that. Yes, he did. Okay, now, as you can see, this one is designed to fit a number of different situations, and so it's very flexible. It's not stiff like this one, so we know it's in good shape. So what we're going to do is, there's little lines right here that say cut, right here. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to find a surface that we can cut on that's not going to harm anything. So we're going to flip this lid over, and we're going to put this thing down here, and we're actually going to cut right there where it says cut. So we got one side off. The other side off. And now, as you can see, it pretty much looks like the one that we have here. Same shape, same size, same distance. The reason why this is on here is that some of them actually slide over the top of that stem. And so we're set up that area. Now, what we want to do is, we want to kind of set it up to the same length as the other one, and so we're not messing around with it all day long. And so it would appear that we're somewhere right around here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this chain, if we can do it. There we go. To be about the same length. We don't want a little bit of slop in it is okay. We don't want it to be completely tight. We want it to have a little bit of room to move around. And so now, what we're going to do is, we're going to get down inside of here, and we're just going to hook it back over those little ears like we showed you inside of the store. It's so hard to put the camera down inside of here, we're not even going to mess around with that. And so, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to connect this to here, so I don't have to mess around with it in a minute. And I am going to connect one ear on here. Raise this ball cock out of the way. Try to reach my hand down in here. Now, we have a little bit of slack, maybe too much, but we'll know in a minute. Seems like maybe just a little bit too much slack, so we're going to take one link out of this. And there we go. And reconnect it back through one of these holes in the handle. And there we go. And now we're going to turn the water on. We can lift this up and shut the water off. Okay, and so that's it. We flush the toilet. It's going to give us a full flush, not just a small flush like before. Pretty much empty that thing out. And that's it. Catch you next time.